There have been several videos of possible UFOs near Popocatépetl volcano near Mexico City. Each of them has sparked debate, and the latest is no different. On May 30th, Mexican television station Televisa caught a video of a bright object flying around the volcano and apparently entering the caldera. Mexican UFO expert Jaime Maussan has provided us with a better version of the video that is at the proper speed. Jaime also conducted further research into the object, and we were able to get him to share his findings in this exclusive Open Minds interview. Thanks for talking to us about this today. So this is kind of exciting, this video at the volcano. You guys have done a lot of research on it.
Yes, we've been investigating around the sightings in the volcano Popocatépetl. And on the May 30th, 2013, an object was recorded by the Televisa camera and also by the Senapred camera around 9:26 p.m. at night. We were able to see an object, a bright object, that was observed by this camera on night vision. It's a camera that is recording on 10 frames per second. Mm-hmm. When you run the video in the real time, you can clearly see how this object goes inside the crater and push away the gases that are coming from the crater. This was also analyzed by the airport controllers of Mexico City by Enrique Colbeck, and he declared publicly that this video or this object couldn't be explained as an airplane, as a bird, as anything that is well known in Mexico. For that reason, we consider this object unknown, and it's very interesting because this is the third evidence we have of an object going inside the crater. Mm-hmm. I have to tell that the video from the October 25th, 2012 was also recorded by two different cameras, the scientific camera and the television camera from Televisa. And for that reason, we can declare publicly that the video is real. It was not generated artificially by a computer, but it's also a real video. Then we have these two evidences which are inexplicable, that are somehow proving that for some reason this object seems to go inside into the crater.
Yeah, well, thank you for sending us that video in real time. And we took a look, and like you said, you can clearly see that the gas is displaced. So we are wondering if anyone had considered a helicopter, possibly.
Well, a helicopter is completely prohibited in the area. There are no reports in the airport in Mexico. Enrique Colbert confirmed that there was not any kind of flight, airplane, helicopter around the area at that moment, because they have to know. As you know, the traffic at this moment is restricted because the alert on the volcano is high, especially on May the 3rd. It was higher than it is today. After the event of May the 30th, for some reason, the volcano once again went down in its activity. At this moment, is considered a medium level. But all the last month, or the month of May, it was a very high alert.
Okay. And then also, what side of the mountain is being filmed? Do you know where that camera is in relation?
This is the west side of the mountain.
And then you all have done some estimation as to the size of the object also.
Considering the size of the crater, which is 800 meters, some experts consider that the size should be, considering that size, so the size of the crater, that it's probably around 30 meters, 20 meters, roughly 30 meters. But it's a big object, bigger than the object that we normally see around the volcano, because this is not either the first time that we see this kind of objects. Mm-hmm. Many times the cameras have recorded the objects going around or flying around, and the airplanes have been discarded as a possibility by the National Airport in Mexico City.
Were there any other witnesses, people who saw the object at the time this was recorded?
No, unfortunately, no. The video, the object lasted in the area 22 seconds. That is a very short time to really have these witnesses, because besides the volcano was in high alert, there are no population very, very near to the crater. The closest is probably, I don't know, 15 kilometers away. And on the other side of the mountain, they didn't have a chance to see this.
And then you mentioned activity of the volcanic activity has dropped since this video. Do you feel there's a relation with the other sightings and activity?
It would be very speculative, Alejandro. I don't know.
Okay.
But it has happened before. It happened on February 14th, 2001, when we had this object going inside the crater. You probably have the images from my conferences in Phoenix, and you can check that. And even though those images are just photographs, because it's the kind of camera that Senapret had then, you can see that the object goes inside the crater, and that happened that time. I mean, the volcano went down in its activity considerably. Then now it did it again. I don't know. Probably it's a relation, but some other people think that there is a base inside. Anything you say is crazy. When you say a UFO is going inside a crater or a volcano, it sounds crazy. I mean, the crater is completely blocked. There is a dome, an ash dome. There is no way some object could go inside there. Then how they do that?
Yeah.
It's something that is out of reach of our understanding.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, and a lot of people have drawn the parallel with the new Star Trek movie, where it starts where they're doing an operation in a volcano.
Yeah, I mean, you can think whatever, and it's acceptable, because there is no official explanation for that. All I can tell you is that the images are real. There is no fake. These were not computer generated. There are at least 2 cameras that recorded these objects. Then we have to find a better explanation for this.
Okay. All right, great. Well, thank you so much for giving us a few minutes to tell us more about the updates here.
My pleasure, Alejandro. And say hello to John, please.
Okay, will do. Thanks.
Okay, my friend.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Many speculations have been made as to what the object could be. Jaime mentioned the gases were displaced by the object, and when we zoomed in, we could see that was the case. The object has yet to be positively identified, so until then, it will remain an unidentified flying object.